Welcome to Never Rewrite. I'm Isaac Askew.
And I'm Jeffrey Sherman. And today we're going to talk more about the social aspects of a failed rewrite. So, to kick this off, it was from a colleague of ours, Benjamin Doherty. He said, "All of the patience is for the doomed project. There is none left after it fails." And this struck me as a very powerful and wise quote, as much of what Benjamin says is, because it goes very deep on why one of the things that we say continuously is if a rewrite fails, you're going to lose a large chunk of your team.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why you're going to lose a large chunk of your team. It's when leadership has deemed a project to be a failure and now you've lost all this time and all this money, they still need to move forward. And there is no patience left. There is no empathy. Well, there is empathy, but like the leadership is now up against the wall. Right? They approved this project. They spent 6 months of time and resources.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, 6 months, 2 years, and they don't have the ability to be patient anymore. They need to go forward. Meanwhile, the rewrite team is burnt out. They tried this rewrite. They pushed. 6 months became 9 months, became a year. The pressure kept ramping up. And it's doomed, and there's no patience left from leadership. Like, nobody wants to hear the excuses, or they're not even excuses, they're explanations. And yeah, there's just no patience left.
Yeah, I can see, especially if you keep saying just like one more week, one more month, and you salvage nothing from it. Let's just assume you salvage nothing from the rewrite attempt.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're left with just sunk cost. Like you just all the projects, the time it took, the engineering cost it took, and frankly, I guess from a business perspective, any kind of, if you're competitive with another business,
Right.
you know,
The
you
opportunity
didn't make
cost.
any strides. Yeah, the opportunity cost. So I can imagine there's a reputation hit, like with the team that's left after you say, okay, we have to abandon this. They're frustrated, and then like, how do you even pitch ideas going forward? Because
Mm-hmm.
like, I imagine leadership's already annoyed with your team. You're probably annoyed because
Mm-hmm.
there's probably the reason you wanted to rewrite to begin with, and now you're back at the legacy system. So how do you? I mean, can you move forward from that? Is this why people just quit at that point?
Right. I think mostly people leave at this point. The moving forward is you find a new job or you get fired and then you find a new job because you've got this failure that if you are the developers on this rewrite and it
Mm-hmm.
fails, you need time and empathy to mourn the project. But you did this project, you sunk 6 months, a year of your life into this work, and it died.
Yeah.
It did not move forward, and like there's no kudos, there's no we'll get them next time. Like
Hmm.
it's just dead. You lose, and in a small way, right? When I'll use sports analogy, if you play a big game and you lose, it sucks. And you might want to go out and have some beers afterwards and like shake it off. You don't get that with a failed rewrite. There's no, oh man, you'll get them next time, because there's not going to be a next time, not for years. And nobody wants to hear that you're sad because they're mad because it was their money
Yeah.
on the line. And their reputation, your reputation's on the line, their reputation's on the line. They're getting heat, you're getting heat. There's no time to mourn the
Yeah.
project.
So this is the best way in this case. Like, say you're in the middle of a failed rewrite,
Mm-hmm.
and you know you're gonna have to get it canceled soon. Like it's you see the writing on the wall. So the idea there would be to salvage as much as you can from it, to try to sell it as like, here are the lessons that we've learned from this attempt. We found a better way to do this. You
Mm-hmm.
know, something that you can show that it wasn't just a complete wasted effort. Because at least whenever the team loses in the baseball game, you've got your retro after. Like, what did we do wrong, team? We could have worked on this or worked on that. Taking some kind of lesson from it would be maybe a way to continue forward without just being like, all right, I'm flipping the chessboard over and swapping companies.
Yeah, to keep the sports ball analogy going, you still put points on the board. People's individual stats were still whatever the stats changed, depending upon which sports ball we're talking about. So yes, I think it is infinitely better if you're on a rewrite and it's failing to be the one to pull the ripcord or the end-in cord, if you want to go more of a rewrite or more of an iterative approach, and be like, hey, this isn't working. Let's salvage some of the stuff and change what we're doing before we fail completely.
Yeah.
And it's much better if you and your team do it, because then you get to start the process of closure. It's not somebody else pulling it away from you.
And I would imagine too, like if you have a plan, it's not just, oh, we have to abandon it. We're abandoning it. Here are the reasons why we don't think it will work. And here's our alternative path forward. We're gonna take some lessons that we learned from this. We have better documentation because we had to learn the system better in our attempt to rewrite it. Now we know more about how it works. Here's how it works now. And with this information forward, here's our new path. That way you've got like, not just, oh, we don't know what to do. Now it's like, this is what we're doing. Here's, our new solution. So it kind of shows a little bit of an initiative so you can still save face.
Right. And the patients won't be exhausted. If somebody cancels your project, they are done with your project. They don't want to hear about it. They don't want to hear, oh, well, okay, you're canceling the project, but give us a month and we can extract this stuff and get some value out of it. They don't want to hear like you're right. It's the right thing to do, but they don't want to hear it. They don't have as the quote says, all of the patience was spent on the doomed project.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear give the doomed project more.
So kind of what I'm hearing is you need to pull it. You need to be the one to pull it before they do, if you want to save some patience.
People on the team need to be responsible for pulling the plug, for saying this is not going to work. We got to pull the plug
before leadership does. And that gives you the space to mourn, to have closure, and to salvage some stuff. If
somebody else literally is like, I'm pulling you back from the keyboard, stop. And now you're going to go work on this other thing because I don't trust you.
Right, yeah. That just feels like shit, yeah.
It feels like shit. You don't get closure. You don't get to salvage anything. You've broken trust. Like, they don't trust you. You don't trust them.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why mostly what happens with these things is the best people leave quickly. And the worst people often get fired.
And if it's a team agreement that we're going to pull the project, at least you've got the camaraderie there. Like everyone's kind of signing off like, this is not going to work out too much. And it's not just like, the band hammer coming down from leadership.
Right. And you can then have the discussion and the reflection about how do we save? What can we save? How do we move forward? How do we retrench? And you can bring that to leadership. And they will be relieved to hear it because it's not a surprise to them that the project is failing either.
Right. And if you came to them too and you said, here's how we're going to extract the most value out of this attempt, we got a plan. That's probably helps
making the best of the worst situation because they know that they don't want to do it either. Most managers... Canceling projects is like firing people. Most people wait way too long. And people say fail fast, but very rarely do they actually fail fast. And very rarely do people hire fast and fire fast.
Yeah.
But if you come to them and you say, hey, this project is... They know, and they will be relieved to hear you come to them and say, oh, this isn't going to work. We've got a new plan, or we're going to come up. We don't think this is going to work. we want to spend a week coming up with a new plan to recover as much value as possible and move forward with something different. They will be relieved to hear that because they are wondering, do they need to cut you off?
Right. And they could be, three meetings away from turning it off anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
At which point they truly are. If somebody is 3 meetings away, they're 3 weeks away from cutting you off. They already know they need to do it. They just don't want to because they don't want to break trust with you.
Mm. Yeah. Honesty is hard in those situations when you're worried about your job, or you're worried about like how your attempt or your work is going to be reflected on at the company. Because so much of it is you're like, oh no, we're almost there. It's one more month. Because like you want to save it too, because you might actually just believe in it too.
Right. I'm sure you believe in it.
And
you wouldn't have sunk 6 months to a year of your life into a project if you didn't believe in it.
Yeah, then being like, okay, remember the thing I sold you that was going to be a quick and easy rewrite?
Yeah.
I was really wrong. And, no one likes doing that. No one likes owning that. But if you do that and you're, you do it early as you can,
Mm-hmm.
or at least before they just cut it off, then that's probably the best way to save it. Yeah.
Right. It's
And
infinitely
remain at the
better
company.
if you are the one to bring up that the project needs to be canceled. No matter how late you do it, it's better that you do it than the leadership does it.
Yeah.
It's infinitely better, much better if you do it much earlier as possible. And the best is don't try to rewrite at all.
Yeah. And if you are in the middle of one, then try to salvage as much as possible. At least have a solution before you in the meeting in which you're cutting it, and then go, well, what do we do now? Have an answer to that.
Right. I think that's a wonderful question to ask yourself is if you're in the middle of a rewrite, even if it's still in the going well phase, ask yourself the question, what would I do now if they said we need to cut this project, salvage what you can?
Mm-hmm. That'll also make you code a little more modular pieces too, to help you, and you're almost like preventative coding, okay, in case this thing does fail,
Right. It's the thing that will actually keep the project from failing is you start saying, oh, what can I salvage and how would I get that into production? Then salvage that, get it in production, and then continue on. And now you've delivered some value, which greatly extends your runway.
And it shows, it actually shows progress.
It shows progress.
Yeah.
It's not shows progress. It is progress.
Yeah. Instead of it just being some, the traditional Big Bang cut over, and there's just like they're over there building the thing. Trust me, we're going to cut over one day, but it's there.
It's there.
No one can see it.
Look at all these JIRA tickets they marked down and all the story points.
0 code merged, 300 tickets closed.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think we should leave it there. All right. Thank you all for listening. I'm Jeffrey Sherman.
And I'm Isaac Askew, and this is Never Rewrite.